Good evening, YouTube. We are live from lockdown. It's fucking, you can tell it's Saturday night and none of you lot can go out on the piss because I've never known the comments be so busy. I'm not even going to try and say who's in here because I know there's an absolute shite ton here. What I want to say is, though, Pixel Plug, fair play to you because fucking my mate with who wears the other stupid fucking hat, he's highlighted your comments on Twitter. What a knobhead. Like the queue before Sainsbury's opens this, mate. I'm buzzing because, I'm glad that you're all still here watching and you're all obviously entertained. But I've got some sad news for you. I'm not drinking beer tonight. I'm not drinking beer. Definitely not drinking beer because we can have something a little bit stronger. It's Saturday night. Enjoy yourself. I've got to have Diet Coke with it because, one, I'm a pussy. Until I'm diabetic, so I've got to have diet. But NFL, I'm not into the NFL. Don't ask me any questions about the NFL. I just fucking look good in these colours. That's why I like the Dolphins. I look good in these colours. That's all it is. No, fuck all about NFL. I'd probably be good at it. That's it. But we've talked. Why are you dressed like a surgeon? Well, probably a safer surgeon than up your neck of the woods. Although the best surgeons come from Yorkshire. They've all got 6 fingers on each hand. Anyway, no, it's not gin, it's whiskey stew. We've heard enough from me anyway, because I've got 2 quality guests in tonight. I'm going to introduce my first guest. Say hello to everyone. Say hello.
Hello, my name is Lewis. And Wishwash used to be 182. Got rid of that.
Did Stu bully you into getting rid of the 182? Did Stu bully you into?
It was actually on a retro tip told me to get rid of it.
Did it, Pete? So we've all got something in common. Who's on it? Who's that next to you? Who I can just about say? Who's that next to you, Lewis?
That's my partner, Amanda. Get off the get off.
Sorry.
Hogging the spotlight.
Yeah.
See, Amanda's probably more as well known from the gaming events as you because, 1, she drinks a lot more than you normally, and 2, she does all the fucking work at your store.
That is so true.
That's not true.
Yeah, fuck it. Every time I go to your store, fucking Amanda's there doing something, and you're fucking off buying some game. True fact.
Well,
or even
off,
worse,
so it's fine.
You're at fucking my store making me have to fucking move stuff. That's another true fucking story. Anyway, we'll get on to our second guest. He's another person who's recently lost his numbers. Say hello.
How do? Scott GloryHunter.
Is that all you're going to fucking say? Scott GloryHunter. That's fucking
Pretty
it.
much.
Thanks for being on the stream tonight. It's been a lovely experience, and we'll see you all on the next one.
See you later.
So, tell us a bit about your channel then, Scott. Why the GloryHunter? Is it because you're a Man United fan? I always thought that.
Funny enough, I had this conversation with Stu a little while back. So, Stu thought it was because of my achievements and stuff that I had the GloryHunter thing. But yeah, it actually comes back from when I was at school, probably about 8. I'd moved house and got to a new school. And obviously, as your kids, everyone's talking about football and stuff. And I was kind of into football back then, but I didn't have a team. And everyone's like, you've got to have a favourite team. And I picked Manchester United just because I like the badge. And back in the day, the players like Giggs, Cantona, all that kind of stuff. But then everybody called me a GloryHunter because obviously they were winning all the trophies and stuff. So it kind of stems right back from that, I suppose. Yeah.
I fucking knew it. I thought it was something like I'm hunting for glory and completing all these games, but
yeah, it's kind of a mix of both.
Okay. So being as I've asked Scott that question, we want to know why Wishwash.
Well, because my actual name is Lewis Wistash, Polish name. When I was at school, people couldn't pronounce it, so eventually it just got worked into. People used to call me Lewis Wishwash because. And the 182 used to be because of Blink 182.
Fair enough.
So, well, I got rid of that now. So,
yeah, that's long gone. Like my 83 and Scott's 82. So that means you're a year older than me, doesn't it, Scott?
Unfortunately so.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
look it though. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
fully grown. You're still waiting, aren't you?
About halfway there.
My burnt out culture wants to know why is Lewis sat in Eddie's games room.
No, this is far better. I have far better taste. You know, not that PS2 tap. I have a nice selection.
Well, we're going to get onto that a little bit later because it used to be full of a lot of tap, but we'll get onto that later. So, first thing I'd like to ask, what we'll do with the format, we'll go to Lewis first, then Scott, just to keep it simple so everyone gets to say. So, Lewis, how has lockdown changed things for you? How are you coping? I mean, I probably should ask that question more to Amanda than you, to be honest.
I'm still at work, so it has affected me not all.
Well,
I'm a tree surgeon.
It's affected you massively, and I can't believe you've not mentioned how it's affected you massively because you've told me you're child-free, Lewis.
Well, yeah, that's true. My mother-in-law is looking after our son, so we can go to work. So that's very kind of her to do that. So I suppose it has affected because I can play more games now.
How's it affected you? You don't do anything with him.
No, in a positive way.
You still sat up here playing games.
No, I'm always looking after him.
Joking.
Was this you yesterday when they told us that we got to have 3 more weeks? Damn.
Yeah, I was like, no, I wish I could go see my son.
And the winner of the Dad of the Year 2010 team is Mr. Lewis Wishwash.
In fact, less cars on the road makes my job easier as well. So
I don't actually know what you do. You don't have to expose it to.
But I'm a tree surgeon, which personally I don't think that's a vital job, but according to my boss, it is. I think it's more to do with money, but I mean I'm not bothered about going to work. So
you know
if they
what?
say I've got to go work, I'll go work.
I never had you down as a tree surgeon in all these years. I never had you down as a tree surgeon.
What did you think? What did you think I was like?
Some office snob. There's no way.
I can't work in an office.
You
I
are
like
the
to be
last
out.
person who I thought would get physically hands-on with stuff. Now, if you'd have told me Amanda was a tree surgeon, I'd have gone, yep.
Cheers. Thanks.
No worries. So down to Scott. How has lockdown affected things for you?
Not at all. It has not affected me in any way, shape, or form. I still have to go to work. I'm classed as an essential key worker, and I'm probably one of the only people who wants to be in isolation and one of the only people who can't. Yeah, it's boring. The only difference to me is I have to deal with more dickheads on a daily basis. Other than that, yeah, it's just same old, same old. And I miss her at home more. She is staying at home, so get to see her a bit more, and that's about it.
We've got a question from Raz. Fuck hurdy-gurdy-gurdy, tree surgeon gurdy-gurdy. So that
Hurdy-gurdy.
the fuck does a tree surgeon do? What do you think it fucking operates on a tree, Raz, you stupid fucking idiot?
Someone's got to look after the trees.
I know. Trees get corona too, you know.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier to Amanda.
Yeah, after itself.
I'm on the front line protecting these trees.
Stu says, no, don't ask about Amanda's job. So now I'm going to ask about Amanda's job.
Oh, you can't. I can't tell you.
This might ruffle some feathers.
Is she work for the CSA?
No, I'm not really supposed to say, to be honest.
She does stuff with animals.
Oh, really?
I've seen those for DVDs.
No, not that kind. You fucker.
The other channel.
No, we're animal research. We breed for research. So technically, it's kind of good with the coronavirus because we help.
So
we just look after animals.
Is Lewis straight from the laboratory?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's what I made.
Test you, baby.
Just what I wanted. A 6-barrel instead of a 6-pack. 6-pack.
I've got a 6-pack.
A beer.
Right. So the other thing I like to get everyone on who come on to talk about is your history in gaming, how you first got involved into gaming to kind of where you are here. So if Lewis wants to go first.
Well, when I was a kid, I wasn't actually allowed any games. My parents were like anti-games. They're like, you're not allowed them. So I used to just basically go with my friends and you'd play on theirs. And then eventually I forced my parents to get me, I think it was a Mega Drive from the car boot. And I had one game with it. I think it was Sonic 2. Obviously, it was Sonic. So I played that like constantly. And then eventually, once I was able to earn my own money, I was just like, right, I'm going to buy as much game stuff as I possibly can. And they can't stop me. So, yeah. And then, as you can see, I can't help myself.
So you didn't really get into gaming until you had your own disposable money yourself then?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what was the first system you got then, other than the Mega Drive after that?
First one I actually bought was a PS2. And my parents tried to stop me, but I was like, nope, getting it. And I got Grand Theft Auto 3 and Devil May Cry. And I played Grand Theft Auto 3 for like 6 months before I actually even touched Devil May Cry, which in hindsight, I mean, Devil May Cry is a great game. So
Devil May Cry is probably the first game I completed on the PS2. I remember when that came out, me and my brother, like, we both had a PS2, but we wouldn't let each other go on each other's or even share games. So we both had to buy a copy, and it almost became a competition of who was going to complete it first. So, like, it was like a competition who was going to get to that boss first, and then you'd watch him in the next. Like, if I was ahead of my brother, I'd go in his room and watch him struggle to fuck and wouldn't tell him how to do the boss, but then he'd do exactly the same to me. But Devil May Cry is definitely the one you should have put more hours into.
The second one is dog shit.
Yeah,
they ruined the second one.
See, I think the first one is really good, but it was never meant to be a Devil May Cry game, was it? It was meant to be a Resident Evil game that they then changed. So that's probably why it felt familiar but different, if you know what I mean. And then they like totally went on their own track. I mean, I've not played any of the ones after the PS2. I've not played 4 or 5. I've not played either of them. I've watched Carl Woodlin play, I think, 4, and it looked quite a good game, to be fair.
I think 5 Swiss are really good. I've still not played that, though. I think it's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
so
it's on Game Pass.
Oh, we're going to be talking about
Game
Pass because you're fucking Xbox bummers, ain't you?
Best console.
Raz says Devil May Cry was supposed to be like Resident Evil. Well done for listening to the talking in the old stream, Raz. You're fucking brilliant. Me, I can't stand hack and slash. Right, so we'll have your journey through gaming then, Scott. I was going to call you GloryHunter then. I'm going to call you by your proper name.
Either way.
If not, at some point, you will become Glory Hole.
My feed's fuzzing a little bit. I'm gonna have to tell my missus to turn off her video in a minute. Yeah, it's not too dissimilar from Lewis actually. Something I didn't really realise. My parents again were dead against like console gaming and playing games in general. My dad got an Atari ST so that we could play educational games or learn educational stuff on it. But it became more for me. I would just play games on it, and then later on. When the PlayStation 1 came out, I had a friend who had one probably a year or two before I got one, and he would always bring it around my house, would play on it and whatever. I'd always be showing it to my mum, like, look at this, look at the graphics, it's amazing. And then one day, it was my birthday, I met her out from work, and she took me down to the local Choices, which then became Blockbuster, which, funny enough, I ended up working for in the end. She bought me a PlayStation 1, and I had a bit of money myself, so I bought a game and a light gun because I'm massively into light gun games, and then just took it from there. And then like Lewis, as soon as I got a job and had disposable income, I suppose the push of not being allowed to play games then made me want to play them even more, and just went from there really. Got the PlayStation 2 on launch, and everyone says knows me as the kind of Xbox guy, but it started off with PlayStation. I was a massive kind of PlayStation fanboy for like back in the day, PS1, PS2. And I actually didn't like the original Xbox when it first came out. And I remember talking to a guy at work, and he was so much better and all this. He invited me around to one of his LAN parties, and then that was it. Never looked back. Went down the next day, purchased an Xbox, and yeah, we used to have Xbox nights every month. And then from there, pretty much I had the Dreamcast on launch. I'm just having a look. 360 on launch, and then just from the 360 got into my achievements big time, and then obviously onto the Xbox One. But I still do have a PS4. I then got a Wii. Well,
is that because
now?
The PS4 is clearly superior to the Xbox One?
I only heard superior, then you cut out.
Oh, sorry, man. I said, is that because the PS4 is clearly superior to the Xbox One?
Right, so there's no superior console. It is whatever you want to play. I got my PS4 just for the exclusives, and it has some fantastic exclusive games. Like God of War is probably one of my all-time favorite games of all time now. It really is. It's just that good. But I just use my Xbox more because I like my achievements. So if the game's on both consoles, I'll always get it on the Xbox just so I can get the achievements. But if it's really good, I'll probably get it on both. Yeah.
We'll get on. There's a couple of things you've said there that I'm going to get back to later. The first one is that you worked at Blockbuster. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And the second one is the achievements, because I know Rob Gernaldinho, he's in the comments, and I know he's a big achievement for himself. So we'll talk a little bit about that. That's quite a cool coat you've got there as well, Scott. Right, so Lewis, the next thing that everyone seems to like to talk about is YouTube, because obviously that is where we are. So talk us through your YouTube journey. Did you used to watch before? Who did you used to watch? What made you start a channel? Was it to UK bullying you?
Yeah, well, I never used to watch YouTube pretty much at all. And then I can't remember I can't remember why I started watching it, but I used to do a car boot and see Stuart, and I used to really hate him because he'd be like, "This guy's getting all the fucking games before me."
I still do.
And then I think I got a stall at the Leeds Retro Gaming Market probably 4 or 5 years ago now, and I saw Stu walking around, and I was like, "That's that guy from the car boot." So I remember having a quick chat with him, and then, but I still didn't know he had a YouTube channel, because I'd just seen him in person. And then, like I said, I was on YouTube, and I just happened to come across one of his videos, and then I started watching that. And then I spoke to him at the car boot saying, "Oh, watch your videos on YouTube." And he was like, and then after a while, he was like, "Oh, you should start doing them." And I was a bit like, nah.
You know, when you went to him, I watched your videos. Did his head go? You're a fan. If anyone knows you, he's completely not like that, but I just like taking the piss out of it.
So yeah, I just started doing pickups videos, and then after that, I sort of was like, I think CX was in the news at one point about something, and I think people were doing videos on them. I think it was all to do with the copied covers. So I was like, all right, I'm going to start doing videos on CX, and then I started doing my CX Carbon Exchange videos, and it sort of just took off from there. So I never expected to get over 1,000 subscribers, to be honest. So yeah,
mate, your channel, I know you've been having problems with your computer that you're having trouble editing, but when you do that thing and it shoots up and it shows you what CX was paying at the time when you got it and all that, I think that's brilliant, man. I know other people have took that on and doing it, but you're the first person I remember doing it that sort of style. And I personally use, when I watch, if I see something that I walk past at the boot and I think's worth shit, and you show me it's worth something, I'll make a note of that, man. That's a good service, man, for people. I think you do a cracking job with them videos, mate. Definitely.
People copied my swoosh thing. That's copyright. My channel.
I'll have one in each corner of my screen on my next videos.
Yeah.
There are a few, and it makes it worse when it's your friends who are copying you. Is that what you're saying, Lewis?
No. It's good. When I see someone do it, I'm like, I'm sure I was the first one to do that. But
his head just gets bigger.
No, doesn't.
Yeah, but you might have been the first person to do it, but you've had that longer break because you're fucking using a Windows 98 fucking laptop. You haven't done none for ages.
Yeah, I could do with a new laptop, but I'm too tight because I'm like, I could spend that money on games instead. So
You can always go down the Patreon route. Let me just turn this light on off behind me because it's fucking red. And it makes me look like Alex Ferguson. That's fucking better, man. I thought my fucking face was fucking going to explode. But no, them CX videos, that is definitely the staple of your channel, man. And I think you do a really good job of it. But start a Patreon, get yourself a new laptop.
nah, I'm not into that Patreon thing.
That's it. Go for Lewis for a new laptop.
Go for it. So how about you then, Scott? Talk us through your YouTube journey. Who did you used to watch? What got you into doing it, etc., etc.? And I've got a couple of questions for you that I've noted that are in the comments.
Yeah,
which I'll
again, a little bit like Lewis. I was kind of, I suppose, naive to YouTube. I only really use YouTube to watch stupid videos of funny people like falling over or doing something stupid, and that's all YouTube ever was for me. And like even the whole subscribe thing, I never really got what that was. Like subscribing to a channel, I was like, I don't understand. Does that mean I've got to pay for it? Like I was that naive. I knew nothing about it. And I don't know. One day I was searching for, I think maybe an achievement or something to look at it, some gameplay, and then that brought up other kind of gaming videos, and then eventually came on to like room tour videos, just watching people's room tours. Then that led to pickup videos, and I started watching quite a few. Most of them were kind of Americans. There wasn't really a kind of UK scene, if you like, or it wasn't popping up on my feed. And I was watching one person in particular, and then the missus was like, well, why don't you do something like that? You could do that quite easy. And I'm like, I'm not that technically minded. I was like, I don't even know where to start.
Who was this person you was watching? Was it PewDiePie?
Well,
Was it PewDiePie you was watching? Who was the channel you was watching? Was it PewDiePie? And you thought, yeah, I can fucking do this.
Oh God, I've never watched a single video. I don't even know who the guy is. I know obviously he's got the highest subs, but yeah, stayed well away. No, it was a woman actually, a girl called Brittany Brombacher, something like that. She doesn't do videos as much anymore, but she does do a lot of behind the scenes gaming stuff, podcasts, and a lot of stuff in America. Go check some of her video out. She's a bit of eye candy. But yeah,
are you still alone in your game room?
Hey,
are you alone in the games room while making that comment?
No, he's
just
not.
walked in. Her ears must have pricked up. So yeah, she set me up a YouTube account and stuff. I started making videos. I knew nothing about editing. She used to edit all my videos and everything for me. And yeah, from that, I like learning new skills. So I've kind of took on the editing a bit now. I do that myself. I'm just now trying to work out how to create thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. She's helping me out with that, which is why a lot of my videos don't have thumbnails, because it's something I want to kind of do myself. And yeah, that's it basically. And then from there, I kind of found videos. Stu again was the first one I found, and the first person to give me a shout out, which gave me a few views, and just went from there. Just getting more in the community, going to the events and things, meeting loads of other people, and it's to where we are now, really. So it's kind of, I suppose, the journey.
Yeah. Oh, as you say, you and Lewis are clearly very much alike of like your journey, which I didn't know. I just knew you two gone well, but it seems like everything so far is
in
life.
Yeah, we have a lot in common. I think it's quite surprising how much we actually do have in common. Like, even though when we get together and we chat, we normally chat about games and stuff, and not so much, I suppose, the personal stuff. But even that in the background, some of this stuff's the first time that we've probably come across it ourselves and know just how alike we kind of are, I suppose. Well, that's why we get on so well. We've got the same kind of mentality, if you like. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Zero mentality. We've got a few questions. One was from Gernaldinho Plays. Rob, he said you're both booters, so he doesn't fucking include me. What a wanker. You know, I'm just here to fucking bring you everyone. Just don't fucking give me any questions. Fuck off. He says you're both booters. What are both of your best finds? So we'll go to Lewis first. Your best find at the booter. Please don't say it's been recent because that'll piss me off because I've only been going to the same boot sales as you recently.
There's so much. It's a tough question.
What about the Game Boy? All of them games.
I mean, I got a Wii U recently, the Zelda one. You've probably seen that in my last video if you've watched it.
Yeah, I've watched it. Fucking, what do you mean? If I've watched it, I've fucking watched it.
Well, people have busy schedules, so I don't want to. I got an N64 with probably like 20 games for a $5. That was pretty good. Some nice games in there.
Is it on iPhone?
No. I mean, I've been doing it that long. There's so much stuff.
Stu says a mega CD haul. Did you have a mega CD haul?
That was actually just two. Was it 2 games? I think it was just 2 games. I got Shining Forces and Fahrenheit for £1 each. So I suppose that's pretty good because Shining Forces is like an £80 game, I think.
Worms, when I found that.
Oh, and Earthworm Jim. I got Earthworm Jim on the Mega CD for £1 as well. So
I paid for it.
No, you didn't.
You did.
I sold it.
And spent the money.
Yes, he did. He kept the money as well.
No,
Did he not even get you a glass of wine or a bottle of wine, Amanda?
No, he just gave me the £1 back.
I like
There's probably loads of things which I just can't think at the moment. I'm looking around to see if I could. I was looking at something earlier in my games room and I was like, I got that for £1 at Car Boot, but I can't remember what it was. So,
how about you then, Scott? What's your best find? Because you are the fucking master of rummaging through every single inch of a fucking event. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. I don't really get that good of finds because fucking Lewis nicks everything. So I was there at 3 in the morning.
Early bird catches the worm.
Maybe that, and I've still got it. I've been trying to get rid of this bloody thing for ages.
I tell you what, if it's got no insides, Darth Steve will buy it off you. If you've got no insides on it, he'll have that every day of the week. Darth Steve, he likes a broken SNES scope.
Completely complete, really nice inside. That's probably one of the best retro things I've ever found. But just off the booter, I've actually found a game in-game when they're having a sale. And it was a game on the 360 called My Awesome Me 2, which sounds shit. But on the 360, it was trading in at the time I got it for about £65. And I got it for like a few quid. That's one of the kind of in the wild finds, probably the best ones I've got monetary-wise.
I think that's quite known now, isn't it? My Horse and Me Too has been that.
I think it's come down a bit. I couldn't tell you the current value. I've no idea.
Stu's mentioned some of this was quite a good find for you at the Leeds event, weren't he? He said, "What about Gun Club?" That was a story behind that, Lewis. There's some people here who might not know that story and probably need to know it because it's useful to know that you can get bargains at events.
It's a touchy subject, depending on who you ask. It's supposedly a really
doesn't fucking matter because he's not here watching, so I don't care his opinion.
It's supposedly a really expensive game, which is I paid £10 for, because I knocked him down from 14 quid. Where is it? Somewhere in here. Here it is. There we go. Because it's really rare. Because it's in English. It's the English version. So I suppose the person who I bought it off was not happy with me.
Yeah, because you knew it was worth a lot of money and you still knocked fucking £4 off as well.
No, I bundled it up with something else. So in theory, I was sort of, I deserved a little bit of a discount.
But how did you know about that game? Who gave you that knowledge?
That's Eddie Roller Core, because he did his 505 Street Games subset, and I knew he mentioned it in there, but I didn't realise it was worth that much. Yeah,
because if I'm correct, Eddie's got the Italian version.
Yeah, 10 a penny they are. See it everywhere. You know, the English one is the rare dog.
I'm just scrolling through because I had a lot of fucking comments and questions. Well, a few. One was, can Lewis confirm the total number of Wii U? So we'll talk about your Wii U collection as well, because you've got 2 near complete, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So what's the official number? What we're talking?
I don't know. I honestly don't know the number. But there's 2 new games coming out. If you go on Pixel Heart Empire, you can pre-order 2 new PAL releases, official releases. One's called the Shmup Collection, and one's called Finding Teddy 2. So I pre-ordered about 20. No, I pre-ordered 20 copies of each to scalp. You know, that's the sort of guy I am. You see.
Yeah, you seem that sort of guy.
Yeah, scummy reseller. Yeah.
We heard yesterday. I think it was on yesterday's stream. We were talking about the Wii U. 157 is the official PAL set. So obviously that's going to be 159 now.
Sounds about right.
I'm going to count.
That's not the full set up there.
Oh, no, not. Okay.
Because you haven't even got
a full
set. Go on, I'll let you tell the story. It's your collection.
I've got a full. Well, I'm about 4 games off a full sealed PAL set, and about 6 games off a full unsealed set, basically. But I have all the games. Just they're not. Some are sealed, some are unsealed. Like because I bought a full set off someone, cost me $4,000. So that's.
Wasn't actually a full set.
No, I was actually missing 2 games. Yeah, that
Really
pissed me off.
Really badly.
Economy out of 2 games. But I already had them 2, so. But it came with a console and stuff.
Expensive games as well.
No, they were Skylanders, so it didn't bother me that much.
Not me, I could probably get you them myself from the boot sale the next time it's on.
Yeah, I say luckily I already had them.
I've got another question for Lewis, but we'll come back to that later. That's from Dylan, and I'll catch up with a comment. But Scott, you're going for a full Xbox original set. How is that going?
Yeah, not too bad. Well, I say that. I've got a list. However, I'm having, inconsistencies with the list. So it's got a full list of every game from every region. And like the American, and then it's listed into like, I would say Europe, American, and Asia. But some of the ones that it says are exclusive to America, I've been finding PAL. So the list isn't kind of 100%. So it's just trying to find out what is actually on it. And Stu sent me a link to someone who was the only person he knows who's actually got a full collection. But the video was quite an old one and it wasn't that great. It was hard to tell what was actually on the video. So to try and work out what the actual number is, because I'm only going for the PAL full set, so the Europe ones. So distinguishing from the two has just been a bit of a nightmare. I'm just having a look now. I'm on 671. And to my knowledge, there's 7. Oh, I've got the bloody list. 700 and something. I've lost it. It's like 750 or thereabouts, 740 something. So I'm not too far off. But it's, again, working out which ones are American and which ones are supposed to be Europe.
Like obviously now there's no help because Retro collects down as well. So any even idea of a rough guide
that's it.
Is a struggle at the moment.
I mean, even the guide on Retro Collect wasn't that great for the Xbox. It wasn't fully kind of all there, I don't think. Which again, which has been a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, that was the last generation. That was the last generation they were putting on the database, if I remember correct. So it was obviously the least complete and the least accurate.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing when they first started Retro Collect, I'm guessing that those systems were still active, so they were still being added to, if you know what I mean. Dylan wants to know, Lewis, how is the 360 shooter collection coming along?
I've got most of the cheaper ones. It's just some of them are like really expensive, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. Is it Mushi Pork or something? That's an expensive one. But I think there's some more expensive than that. So
I've only got the
I
cheap
have-
ones. I've only got the cheapo ones like that.
yeah. But it's most of the
That-
some really
Um,
expensive
that-
ones
that-
left.
Not that one. Fucking this one. This one's shit, man. Really shit. That game is.
I've got 3 copies of that one.
It doesn't make
hoarding
it
them.
any better, whichever fucking one you play.
That one.
Shit game.
I thought it might be worth something in the future. So
You can be hopeful, but it plays like shit, I think.
I
Also, Craig Super Quintendo asked, "Has Lewis ever done a room tour?" I haven't seen one. If he has,
Not in the
I've done one probably
It's
3
been a-
years ago when I lived with my parents, but I keep fiddling around and moving stuff around. Like if people watch my videos, they know I've had all 360 tat on there. So obviously I've moved all that and put Saturn stuff on there. So it's all.
not
If everyone who has a games room knows, it's never finished. You're always fiddling and moving stuff around, and like, so I'm never happy with it. And obviously, I'm buying stuff like every day. Well, not at the moment because I can't, but so you're always moving stuff around. It's never complete, so it's always just like I'm not ready for a room tour yet, but I can feel one might be coming soon. So
I think so. And you're correct. You're always falling in and out of love with systems or liking certain systems over others, so you constantly change stuff. But
yeah.
But I'm getting some shit in the comments, so I'm going to sort it out. Right, Under Defeat is a great shooter. That's Addy Sneaker Freak. He fucking collects trainers. His opinion doesn't count. Dylan says it's good, so good is not fucking really good enough for me. And Raz says, Under Defeat, erdy shit, erdy tit. Right, Raz, you fucking don't understand either. It's a shit game. It handles like shit. It plays like shit. It's graphically quite pretty, but it's shit. So thank you for your opinions. If you don't like fucking mine, Tony's streaming now. You can always go watch fucking him. That's all I've got to say.
I'm quite annoyed with that game actually. So I found it everywhere, and then when I went to actually go pick it up, I can't find it anywhere now. Probably because Lewis has bought them all.
I just don't like the way it handles when you're shooting fucking all over the place. Fuck that. I ain't got time for that sort of shit. I want to go in a straight line and shoot shit. And up and down. That's it. I don't want to be swinging the fucking helicopter left and right. It handles like shit. Razzy's still giving me shit. I'm going to...
It's a future. It's a future rarity, that game. And I'll have all the copies and I can, I can sell
I'll
them
tell
for
you
like
what, if you're that
£1,000.
confident, you can buy mine off me now for £200.
It's not confident.
CX sell it for £6, so I can offer you CX price.
Well, you better know what you want to do. You want to play that fucking CX roulette, boy?
Yeah.
So what we'll talk about is Scott's. You like I don't want to call them ornaments, but they like your statues to do your games. You obviously got several behind you.
Statues, figurines.
Yeah, fucking ornaments, teacups. So how many of them you got? Because I can see a few behind you. There's the ones that make it look like you're wearing fucking wings on your head, like a fucking moose. Or
Right,
something.
yeah. So that's Songbird from BioShock Infinite, the third one, sitting on top of the Halo 5 Guardians piece. Then we've got JD from Gears 4 on the bike, which lights up. That's pretty cool. I don't think you can see it. I've got a Batman one here, and then behind it, there's a Halo Reach piece. That's quite a nice one. It's got
I
full
remember
squad on
seeing
it.
one of those at the boot sale, but you wanted to pay a lot of money for that Halo
Yeah.
Reach thing. Also,
I
are
mean,
you
when
actually a real gamer unless you have that Tetris light?
I've got a
yeah,
Tetris
that's it,
like
behind
that.
Batman.
I've got one of them as well.
You're not a real gamer unless you've got one of them Tetris lights.
I need to get mine set up.
It's in a garage, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm a massive kind of, or was a massive collector's edition collector. But anything that came with a figure or figurine, I would have to have it. I mean, they're all around my room. I'll see if I can spin the camera a little bit. So I've got an Assassin's Creed shelf there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me move this.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see most of it.
Yeah, so it's pretty much every Assassin's Creed figure. I'm only missing, I think, 2, maybe 3. And I don't know if I won't be able to spin my camera all the way around, but in front of me is my TV. And then by the side of that are 2 units, and they're full of figurines. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 on each, so another 12 there.
Have you done a room tour
Lego.
recently then, Scott? Have you done a room tour recently?
I did a room tour. Well, let me get my camera back right. When I moved into this current house, and that was how long ago? About 3 years ago. And it was a room tour of me setting the room up. So just a progress thing from start to finish. But like Lewis says, always moving stuff around and changing it. And I keep meaning to do another room tour, but there's so much stuff I've got on the floor that I just can't get around my room. Lewis is one of the only people that's actually been in my room and can witness the mess on the floor. And every time I move stuff, I get more stuff and put it back.
It's pretty packed in there.
What I'll say is, I
Absolute
think
nightmare.
every collector's the same. Like, I've got a fucking box of stuff down here that I need. Well, I've sorted through. I just can't be asked to put in the shed yet, you know. Because especially like us guys, we're always constantly buying from either the booter or ordering stuff from CX. And what happens is you get your room set up, and then all of a sudden something new comes in. You're thinking, "Fuck, where am I putting that?"
Yeah.
Which you never think when you're buying that thing. You don't think, "Oh, I've got nowhere to fucking put that." You think, "Oh, fucking, I'll find space for it. That's not a problem."
I just leave them at my parents' house.
So I recently bought 5 collector's editions off a friend, and they're all just sitting down here. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. And the problem with them, some of them are bloody massive. Like, they're fucking huge. This whole shelf down here is just some of my bigger boxes that I've just got no storage or anywhere to put them.
I want to ask, do you have the Max Payne limited edition that like everyone seemed to have because it wasn't really a limited edition?
Yeah.
I remember buying that.
Standing up there, actually bigger.
I bought that from the boot sale for a £10, thinking, God, that's limited edition. That is, like, that'll be all right. Then I went to the next Doncaster,
give them away.
And there was fucking some bloke with them, and I think they were like £3 each. He got a fucking whole wall of them. The most unlimited edition, limited edition ever. So let me just check the comments. Nobody's asking anything. They're just talking. So CEX, you both use the CEX system. What's talk us through how you do it, Lewis, because you and Stuart are probably some of the original guys who used to tell you how to run the CEX game, sort of thing. So talk us through that. Buying stuff cheap, basically, innit?
Yeah, basically, go to the car boot, buy stuff cheap, rip people off, according to some people. Some people don't like it because they feel like you're ripping people off. But if people sell stuff at the car boot, they set the price, you're just paying it. And then you take it to the shop and exchange it for a voucher, which then you exchange for awesome stuff from there, including retro stuff. Or if you do it, you can do it on the website, but obviously it's what people call a roulette because everyone knows how the conditions can range from in CX. You can get stuff which is like unusable to mint condition. You never know what you're going to get, basically.
I think with CX, they need to have a different grading system. I think we've said this before. You've got unboxed.
Yeah.
Boxed, where it's just the box, no manual. Then you have complete, which is boxed with the manual, with the cart. And then you've got mint, where everything's in good condition. They need that step between the boxed and the mint, in my thing. And then just split the difference of the price. Because it would save a lot of people a lot of time, because you know yourself, you go into CX, the first thing you ask for when you're looking at a retro game, has it got the manual?
Yeah, definitely.
It would save a lot of time and hassle. And as for on the front of where like people say you're ripping people off at the boot sale, I almost think you're being like rewarded for your own knowledge, because most people, they have zero value for all that shit. They're taking to the car boot and they think, great, I'm getting rid of my Royals, I'm being paid for it. Now, you know, I could probably walk past something that's worth 10 times more than any video game there, but I don't have that knowledge. Whereas I have a little bit of knowledge in toys, a little bit of knowledge in video games. So I can see something that I can flip. Now, there's people who do that with jewelry, people who do that with vinyl, and it's just whatever database you build up in your own head. What makes it a little bit more difficult with media, like we're collecting now, is everyone has that knowledge in the touch of the hand, really. I mean, you see yourself, people scanning through and all that. But often they miss out on the best bargains because you know yourself, if you see the best thing, you can't and ah about it. You just fucking got to pay for it sometimes and just walk away and not even think about it. Because if you think about it, it's too late and someone else has got it.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to the conditions at CX, I spoke to the manager in one of my locals, and he says he doesn't take anything in as a mint anymore because he had too much hassle with it. Saying he'd bring it as a mint, send it off online in a box and stuff, and then the person will return it with their own thing in it, or it wasn't. Everyone has a different opinion of what the word mint means, and to me, it's like basically brand new, but I might have the odd scuff or something to it. But obviously, people were buying it and then basically returning it, and it was so yeah, nothing is mint. Basically,
Well, do you think it'd be better scrapping mint altogether as a statement and just having complete?
Yeah, or just change the word from mint to very good or something, or good, or I don't know, like. Because I just don't like that word mint. I just
because to me, mint means fresh out the box, like fresh out of packaging. The true meaning of the word mint is there's not a crease, not a fold. And I'll tell you now, you're going to be very fucking hard pushed to find a NES, a SNES game, even a Mega Drive game. Even they get scuffed and damaged. Manuals with crease and stuff like that. You're going to be pushed to find anything mint ever. So maybe as a company, they'd be better getting rid of the word mint because you'd almost pay the price that they're asking anyway to know it's complete. You know what I mean? If they dropped the price down, like, I don't know, say 5% from what it is at mint to down to complete and scrap mint together, people would pay that price to know that they're getting the complete game rather than playing the old roulette system. Do you agree?
Definitely. Yeah. So I bought stuff mint and it's not been mint. But I know when I'm buying from CX that it could possibly not come mint. So I'm happy if it's got like a tiny mark on it or something. Because I know not to expect that from CX, if you know what I mean. So
well, what you got to expect as well. I mean, CX, they do a good service, but the packaging from store to store can fucking vary. Like, you can get one who'll fucking make it bomb-proof and one who fucking wrapped it in brown paper. So if you're sending out a mint game, especially something like a SNES or a NES where the box can get creased, that can get devalued between your house and CEX, and there's not a lot that store can do about that sort of thing.
I find that the cheaper,
like PS1 and Dreamcast cases.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, they're fragile just to fucking look at, let alone sending a pissing jiffy bag. It's ridiculous.
Talking of PS1 games, when you go,
I found that the cheaper the game, the more bubble wrap they put around it.
Yeah, fucking. Do you find, when you go to an event and there's like a PS1 game and you think, I'll just check the disc, and you feel that case tight and you think, oh, fuck, man, I don't want to open this and check it now and I'll just put it back. Because PS1 games, they all go tight and you think, at some point this is just going to go everywhere. And Dreamcast games, I get scared to pick them up because they just fucking disintegrate Dreamcast cases.
The spindles in them, they just snap off.
Fuck hell, yeah. So, next thing...
A question for you, Lewis, then. You've got obviously got the full Dreamcast set. What's the condition of your cases like? Are they all pretty good, or do you still need to replace them?
I've still need to replace a few, but I mean, most of them are complete, like not cracked or anything. But it's like I say, it's hard to find them in good condition.
That's what I mean. You get a broken one, it's ball ache to get another copy of anything to replace it.
Choo Choo Rocket, that's your best bet. Nice and cheap.
But even that's not cheap to order off CX now with the old $1.95 postage in it that's gone off.
Yeah, it works out about $5 once you've paid the postage.
Wow.
So,
which that's a game you can readily find available at the boot sale for fucking £1 normally, can't you? And as you say, it is normally one of the better condition games because no fucker played it.
No, I've never played that game.
So, Scott, I want to talk a bit about your time at Blockbuster because surely that you might have some. What sort of era were you at Blockbusters? Were VHSs still there, or was VHS gone by then?
No, the PS3 hadn't long come out, so I just missed the launch of the PS3, and started, I suppose, not long after that. So it was the kind of PS3, Xbox 360 main era. So obviously, yeah, VHSs were gone. It was all DVD. I was there for about 3 years. So left before, obviously, the next gen came out, and then not long after, I think a year after I left, Blockbuster then closed down.
I was just going to say
before it happened.
You would have been there at like pretty much close to the end of the life of Blockbuster. So if you'd have stuck around, I bet you'd have got some of the games cheap though. Being an ex-employee, who really bought that.
Oh, I still did. I still had a friend who worked there, and I got loads of stuff off him, loads of games, even some of the shelving units which I've got downstairs. Just got quite a few bits off him. He did me some deal, looked after me still. I've still got some of the massive kind of window posters that they used to have in the windows that are just fucking huge. I did have some on my landing, but they kept falling down because it was too big. So at the minute they're all stored over there in a unit. But I've got like some massive movie fan as well, which is what all these kind of shelves are, which is why I run out of space for my games, because I've still got my movie collection in here as well, or most of it. The idea is to get that in another room and just make this a games room. That helped me with the storage as well.
And how will that go down with your partner to have a separate room? Because isn't your last video about your not your VHS, your Blu-ray collection, is it?
Yeah, well, my kind of Blu-ray game movies based on games, basically. I'm just talking about that. But yeah, actually, we have a 3-bed house, and obviously we've got our bedroom, and then I've got this room, and then the missus has the other room. But I say the missus has the other room. It's mostly full of my shit because I'm such a big hoarder. I've got so much stuff. She's got her desk in a corner, and then the rest of it is all my kind of boxed up stuff. So yeah, still trying to sort that out for 3 years later. It's still there.
So that it brings me on something interesting. Is Amanda still there, or has she gone?
She's just gone downstairs.
Has she?
She's back in a minute.
Okay. Is Jess still there?
She's just gone downstairs as well.
Okay, well, when them two get back, I've got a question for both of them when they come back. So we'll go on to something else now, but I'm going to ask them two a question when they come back. So, Scott, Dylan asked, do you have any other collecting goals other than Xbox? Do you have any other collecting goals once the Xbox is done and dusted?
Definitely focusing on the Dreamcast as well. I'd love a full set of Dreamcasts. I don't think it'll ever happen, just because something like, is it Moho is just going ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's a system that is probably my second favourite, if not one of my favourite systems of all time. So I just love getting games for that. So I'm always looking out to bulk that out. As for anything else, yeah, the 360, that's kind of a focus as well, especially with how cheap it is at the minute. Trying to bulk that out. And nothing else really. I just kind of picking up stuff that I've either missed, like certain consoles I've missed to give a go on, and games that again I've missed in the past. Just getting out and just playing a bit more now, I think, rather than collecting. Obviously I need to collect to play. But yeah, just trying to get through some of the games is kind of a goal now.
Well, we've all got plenty of time currently, I'm guessing. So that brings me on to another question, I guess. Lewis and both, we will go with Lewis first. What have you been playing? Have you been playing much games while we're in lockdown? And what have you been playing, if so? So, Lewis first.
I've been playing a lot of games, but only on Xbox Game Pass. It's, I assume everyone knows what Game Pass is, but yeah, I can't remember the last time I put a physical game into one of my systems because I've just been playing Game Pass. I've been playing Yakuza 0. That's just come up on there, which is a great game. I knew it was good on PlayStation originally, but I sort of waited, and then they announced it for Xbox Game Pass. So I've been playing that. A lot of text in it because it's obviously subtitled. It's not got an English dub. So I've been playing that. I'm just looking at my Xbox now while I've been playing Dirt 4 Colin McRae. Is it called Colin McRae? I'm not sure.
I don't think it's
Dirt
been
4.
called Colin McRae for a few years, to be honest.
No, Dirt 4. Been playing that quite a lot. Nearly done that one. Just going on my achievement list. Oh, Mud Runner. I've been playing a game called Mud Runner where you control like trucks and stuff, and you can go basically drive through mud and stuff, like a simulator game, and you get stuck and you have to get yourself out, and the environment can sort of change. So you can drive through like a bit of mud just fine, and then you can drive through the same bit later on and you'll get stuck, and then it's sort of, you have to winch yourself out. It's actually a really boring game, but there's actually, I don't know, there's something about it. I can't stop playing it. So yeah, I gotta get the achievements on it.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been playing a bit of Minecraft as well, just to get the achievements on it.
You know what? I've said on this stream before, Minecraft is my guilty pleasure as like a game, because
Never played it.
I'll tell you now, right? Because Raz will give me shit in the comments, but I like a lot of competitive gaming. I like playing FIFA. I like playing COD. I like Fortnite, the competitiveness.
Yeah.
But if I want to switch my mind off, I will play Minecraft. It's like glorified Lego, really, and I have chilled out playing games of
Ask
Minecraft.
Lewis how many times he's completed it and how many systems.
I've played it on, because
Just
you
for
can
the
get
achievements.
each version has its own achievement list. So I've played it on Windows 10, Xbox One, Kindle Fire, Apple phone, and I've still got the Android version, the Samsung VR version, and the Switch version to play to get the achievements on
You
it.
know the 360 version?
Yeah, but you can't get them on that very easily, because the newest update lets you download other people's worlds, and people have made like a world specifically just to get the achievement list in it.
Achievement world.
So yeah, but achievement world, yeah. So
So Scott, what have you been playing then? We'll come back to the achievements later, because obviously achievements is a big thing for you Xbox guys, so we will talk about that. But just what have you been playing?
Yeah, similar to Lewis again. My missus actually bought Game Pass. She got an offer. It was like 3 months for £1. So because she's bought it, I get to use it as well, because we're in the same household on the same console and whatever, and I can link it to my console. So yeah, I've been rinsing a lot of achievements on that. Last month, me and Lewis kind of had a little achievement race, which I won.
no,
just get that in there.
I had a really bad headache and I had to stop
so
playing.
Just blasting a load of easy games, but when you play games for achievements, you actually end up finding some good games, like, and really enjoying them. And a lot of stuff like that, like Old Man's Journey, just little indie games which are quick and easy to complete, but are actually quite good fun, little puzzle games. But I finally got around to doing Resident Evil 2, the remake. So I finished that with both characters. Near Automata came out on Game Pass. Even though I got on PS4, I downloaded it on the Xbox and played that. Finished that the other night. That's a really good game. Really enjoyed that. And then today, finally, my Final Fantasy turned up. It's not long finished installing, so I've not actually played it yet. That's why I paused my game to be here, because that's what I should be playing now.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us. Anyway, thank you.
Earlier today, I downloaded a few more games, and one of them I think Eddie or Dylan mentioned on this stream the other day, and it's SteamWorld Dig 2. So I started that today, and that is a fantastic game. It's kind of a Boulder Dash, Metroidvania type game, but it's really good. So I've been playing that all day today while that's been downloading.
Listening to Eddie or Dylan's recommendations is deadly for everyone in the community, because they're fucking very good at spending everyone else's money, them pair. But anyway,
so yeah,
carry on, Scott. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, because the missus is off. She's off work. Because we've actually now got time together, because we very rarely get time together, because I work nights, she works days. So we don't really see each other. We're playing a lot of co-op games. Not like the Lego games. And what else are we playing? What's the other one?
Neon Chrome.
Neon Chrome, which is kind of a top-down twin-stick
I've got-
shooter. That's
Yeah,
on
I've
Game
got
Pass
Neon
as well.
Chrome.
That's pretty good. And
like
yeah,
that Warhammer.
just stuff like that, really. Just trying to get as much done as possible. I've still got the pass.
So while we're talking about achievements, people want to know what your achievement scores are. So if Luce wants to go first and tell us what this old achievement hunting addiction is to you Xbox gamers.
I've got 600. Hold on, I can't see it.
Just 600.
611,780 achievement points. And basically get 1,000 in each game. And it's just I can't really explain what is so addictive about it.
Do you think you could compare it with the guys who are into arcade cabs when they point hunt to get the highest score? Is it almost like that?
I suppose, yeah. I kind of like that, but every game you play is combined onto one sort of leaderboard, if you know what I mean. So
I mean, you're all achieving to get to that top spot.
yeah, I suppose, yeah. So yeah, you're basically trying to get more than everyone else, basically.
So you're a good couple of 100,000 ahead of Gernaldinho. So what's your score, Scott?
Mine's not as much because I get in kind of phases. Like
excuses.
I have a few months where I absolutely hammer it, and then I don't know. I suppose I get a bit of burnout and I stop for a bit, or I play a different system. But currently, 382,305.
So you're about what?
Yeah,
You're
trying
just
to get
under
400,000 by the end of the year.
So you're just under 100,000 behind Gernaldinho. Archive Oddball wants to know what years did you start your achievement? So Lewis first. So
I'd say probably definitely over 10 years ago because I got an email from a website called True Achievements, and they showed you how many achievements you'd got over the past 10 years, and they broke it down to different stats. But I'd probably say about 12, 13 years. I'm not sure exactly on that, but I mean, initially I didn't. When I got my Xbox originally, I wasn't bothered about achievements, but once I found out how it worked, I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty cool." So,
I suppose it's a good motivation to get people to complete games as well. If you unlock achievements as you're going through the game,
yeah.
So you're less likely to just fucking leave a game that you've put so long into if you're close to another achievement, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. But then it's sort of like you sort of push yourself to try and get all of them. And sometimes you just waste so much time when you could have just been playing something else. It's like a double-edged sword, really. It's kind of like, all that time I wasted trying to get that when I could have just played a different game.
Well, I've heard Gernaldinho rage quit the last game he was playing. I can't remember. I think he was on Mixer. I'm sure Big Game Al will tell me in the comments that he rage quit some game he was playing. So he obviously sacked that one off to get something else. So how long you been there achievement chasing then, Scotty?
Well, this is the reason mine's kind of lower as well, because I started on
Another excuse.
kind of day one. When the 360 came out, I kind of started, and for about 5 years, and I had probably over 100,000 gamer points on my first gamer tag, but that was offline because I didn't have like internet or anything. But then when I got my own place and got internet, I had to set up a new tag. For some reason, it wouldn't let me use mine, and I've still got that tag. So I had to start again from scratch.
Another excuse.
After it came out. And then, yeah, because that was the point as well. I was working at Blockbuster, so I had access to all the games for free. So me and a few guys from Blockbuster used to have achievement races and stuff like that. And that's really where the achievements took off for me, was having races with other people. That competitiveness that me and Lewis have as well. Which again, I think is why we get on, because we both have that competitive nature. And yeah, it's just all about that. And like Lewis, I came across the website True Achievements, and that really gets you kicking off into achievements then, because it'll show you how rare an achievement is, how hard it is to get, what the true value of that score is. So achievement might be worth 5 points, but TA version, it might be worth 200 points because it is that rare or hard to get. And it's just trying to search out for them rare or hard ones and trying to get them and then boost your kind of 2 scores up. So you got a gamer score and a true achievement gamer score as well. So you're kind of competing against both leaderboards, if you like, and how good you actually are.
I mean, I've never really been into Xbox as a system, but what I get from speaking to people who are, that the achievements is very much a part of playing on that platform. I mean, I've got an Xbox One. I play. I can't remember which Forza it is. Forza 6 Motorsport. Because I love racing games. Although everyone thinks I only play FIFA and that, I love driving games, and that's been going back to since way before I could drive a car. Like I used to play. I prefer proper race simulators to arcade races. And there's something about like getting the corners perfect. And I think Forza, although I'm a big PS4 fan and a Gran Turismo fan, that Forza Motorsport is a very good game. And I've enjoyed. That's the only game that's had any time on my Xbox One. I do enjoy that game. But
yeah, see, that's another game I've been playing because I'm not really a racing fan, but I've been playing the Forza Horizon series, and that has really got me back into like racing games. It's just phenomenal. Like you say, the handling, and with the Horizon series, you can kind of go off road to drive over fields and things like that, and it's just a lot more fun, a bit more exploration in the game as well. So that's kind of why that's got me back into it, because I'm doing other stuff other than just racing. But yeah, it's a great series.
I don't know why it is with me. And there's something that I love about knowing I've got that. What I like with Forza, it tells me if I've took that corner perfect. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
Something about me being a little bit of a perfectionist. I love knowing I've done that bang on. I couldn't do it any better, and then it's to repeat it again. I really don't know why. I just do love. I do love driving games. I've been playing some on my PS1 this week, and I forgot how much I did love playing driving games. So is Jess back yet?
Yeah, yes.
Amanda's here.
Okay, Amanda.
Yo.
I've got a question for you, and then Jess can answer it as well. So,
Okay.
so this is your time to shine. What is it like living with a gamer and a game collector? Honest opinion, Lewis won't fall out with you because he's promised he won't on live stream. What he does in an hour's time, I'm not that bothered about. But honest opinion, what's it like living with one of us, really?
Quite annoying, to be honest. I didn't really understand gaming. My dad was always into the Nintendo and Zelda and stuff, so watching him play games was really weird, but I didn't mind doing it. But with Lewis, it's always, I don't know, it's trying to get his brain out of the playing games to come down and do the normal life stuff. When we didn't live together, it was a lot better, but now we've got a child and living together, it's a lot harder. And the fact that the whole house is getting games everywhere, like we have the Wii kiosk downstairs in Archie's playroom, is really fucking annoying.
It's not annoying.
It is.
It's awesome.
No, it's fucking annoying. But then it's also nice to see a hobby that someone else has got, because there's a lot more, there's worse hobbies to have. And I used to fucking moan at him because his temper was awful. So when we talk about the achievements, if he didn't get an achievement and it took him over an hour, there'll be a controller mark in the wall because he threw his controller at the wall, and then he'll blame the game for the controller breaking.
It's always the game's fault.
Like, you're the one playing the fucking game, so it's your fault. But he's grown up a little bit.
What it is controllers have got more expensive, so
he doesn't throw them at the wall as much.
We had this discussion the other day when we were all playing FIFA, like, because when I used to play FIFA when I lived at mum and dad's, PS2 controls were what, 19.99 new?
Yeah.
So fucking FIFA, if I can see the goal, 100% chance that was getting bounced off my fucking bedroom floor, that PS2 controller. Now,
you did break a couch once, didn't you?
These ones are about 50 quid now. So this is what happens now. I either pretend to throw it so I feel better about it, or I just place it down for a second and calm myself down because I don't want to.
No, Lewis just punches it. He punches the controller until his fist bleeds, and then he blames everything else but himself. And I'm like, it's actually you who's done it, not the game.
I use 2 controllers for gaming, one for gaming, and then when I get them wound up, I switch to my smash pad, and that's what I don't want throwing if it gets broken.
What I will say, Amanda,
but it still works.
What I'll say, man, is you brought up a good point there. you know, there's a lot worse hobbies to have. And I always think any guy who's got a hobby, that is always going to be monetary value to your family at some point, even if it's a guy who does up cars and repairs cars.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who are with partners who just piss up their money up the wall every week. At least with Lewis, there's some sort of monetary investment there.
Like I did.
But that's what I used to do. I'll be honest with you, right? When I was in my late teens to my mid to late 20s, my wages used to get pissed up the wall on fucking beer. Now, don't get me wrong, I had some fucking really good times and I would not change it. But now it would petrify me to fucking spend that. So I've almost gone from wasting my money on that to my spare money now goes on this. But I know this is worth more than what I paid for it.
Yeah.
Whereas the fucking alcohol, I just pissed it down the drain, like literally, like, you know, on the way home, I'd piss in someone's drain and it was gone.
I don't think it's just about the money though. I think it's about the fact of the time you're having and the memories you're making. Like I now watch Archie playing with his controllers. I know Lewis really don't like it, but we know how he's going to turn out. We know that he's going to enjoy playing games, and I think the memories is more than doing something bad that could end up harming yourself or whatever someone else wants to do. So as much as annoying as it is, it's not a bad hobby. So
he gets the broken ones which don't work.
He does.
So he needs Dad to keep him in a constant supply, does he?
Yeah, basically all the broken ones go to Archie, basically.
I ain't broke one for a while.
No, you haven't actually. We've still got controller mark downstairs in the living room wall.
That was Spyro the Dragon. Fucking
it
annoying
was.
game.
But the problem is when it gets to that, it causes arguments because it annoys me when it gets mad over a game.
I can understand his frustration. I'll try not to do it anymore. I have been known to annoy people this week if I've scored a goal on FIFA and they can hear me fucking shouting downstairs because I believe it's myself fucking playing. But you know, games wouldn't be fun if we didn't get ourselves engrossed in them. You know, a proper gamer does get engrossed in that game. You know, other than that, you wouldn't be probably a proper gamer if you didn't feel that engrossed. So, Jess, I'm going to ask you the same question. What's it like living with one of us, a games collector, hoarder, whatever?
What do you think?
What, living with you? Testing time sometimes, but no. Gaming's always been in my family. We had a Super Nintendo growing up. My nan, PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. So she was always playing Spyro and Crash when I used to go and visit her when I was little. So I've always had video games kind of in my life, if you like. So I do play a little bit, not as much, anywhere near as much as Scott, but I do play a little bit, and we play games together, don't we? But yeah, going just what Amanda said about how games kind of take over the house. As Scott mentioned earlier, we've got a 3-bed house, and half of my room is full of his crap. And we moved in here just over 3 years ago. And he put a Bioshock standee on the landing, and I said moving in 6 months. That's not staying there.
Still there.
Over 3 years later, it's still fucking there. So it just kind of take over the house.
I can certainly attest to that. I can certainly attest to that because, like, obviously, fucking my partner Helen, she'll never appear on camera. She puts up with so much for me because I'm not just a games collector. Like you guys, I do the buying and selling and all that, and I can't fucking turn away a good deal. And she jokes sometimes it's like living with Del Boy Trotter because there'll be boxes of fucking stuff just appearing stacked up. And I'll be honest, this time last year when we were having the house rewired and I had to store everything into storage, it made me realise how much stuff I'd got. And when it came back home, in between then, I bought loads of toys to start selling. So I had, like, you know, like the tote boxes that fold up, the tops fold in. I had 15 to 20 of those living in my front room for 4 months because I just couldn't get the house decorated and put everything back properly. And it physically got to the point where it was depressing me. And I had to book 2 weeks off work. I bought a shed. I sorted everything else into my shed. I sorted out my games room. And for the first time in ages, I felt I could sit in my front room, I could sit in my games room and be happy. And sometimes I don't know if you guys, I feel like I'm in danger. Sometimes it could get out of control and I've got too much shit. Yeah, and that does fucking petrify me sometimes. Like, I was coming home from work because I worked 2 jobs. I had no time, and all I could see was fucking green tote boxes everywhere. And I was thinking, what the fuck am I doing, man? I need to get this stuff sorted. And it was why I stopped doing YouTube.
At one stage in my life, I had 3 houses of my stuff in. So my parents' house had my stuff in. I had a house with stuff in. Another house with stuff in. And it's just like, where the fuck am I going to put it all? Off camera.
Lewis is still like that.
Narrowed down. Like Lewis, I've still got a load of stuff at my mum and dad's house, but the majority of it now is in this house. But because I'm thinking of moving again, I don't want to bring that stuff over here to then move it again to another house. So it's waiting to get fully settled so I can get it all in one place.
We've got an Amazon warehouse about 5 minutes down the road from where we live. We'd need to go and rent out a unit there to fit all sorts of stuff in.
That's what I had to do when we rewired the house, because obviously I had to empty the loft, see, because a lot of I don't joke, that fucking shed that I filmed that fucking YouTube video in, that is rammed. I can't physically stand in there. I have to take boxes out to get in there to do that video.
Yeah.
My under the stairs, you know, like the diagonal slope, that's full.
Yeah.
And if you go into my loft, I've only boarded half of my loft out because basically I've got that much shit. I can't move it to board the other side. And in a way, at the moment, the way I feel, the way currently the state with lockdown and all that is I'm quite happy I've got all that shit, because if push comes to shove and I can't go back to work for another long while, it will force my hand. I'll have to sell on eBay rather than at the events. But I know there's a few £1,000s in monetary value that I could sell without having to chip into my own collection, if you know what I mean. That's the way I feel about my spare shit at the moment. And but it's definitely like, you know, it can get on top of your collecting sometimes. Like, you know, my mate Liam, you guys have met Liam.
Yeah.
He used to come to my house. He used to always do my mechanical work. So he'd come in, he'd have a can of beer, or he'd use the toilet or something. And there'd like be boxes of fucking stuff in either the hallway that I'd got to sort out. And he said for about 6 months, you had a fucking Mega Drive 2 propping your living room door open, just leaning against the fucking door. And he's not joking. That's how bad it got for me at one point. But I promise myself now I'm on top of it, I'm not going to let it get out of hand again, because mentally I couldn't fucking do that again. I don't think it would fucking destroy me. Do you guys ever feel like that, or is it just me?
I feel I like a lot of stuff. I just like hoarding it. Yeah. I feel safe with all my stuff.
Just like that.
Yeah, I think the problem I have is as well is the amount of collections I have. It's not just the gaming room. I've got so many collections of different stuff, which is why it's everywhere. And we've spoke about it, and some of them I need to either trim down or get rid of. I've just got way too much stuff, like the movie collection, the pop collection, my figures collection, like all my old retro toys.
You got retro toys? You got retro toys? Did you say retro toys?
Loads, mate. This is another video I wanted to bring to the channel, but a lot of that is still at my mum and dad's house, and I want to get it together and do a few videos before I bring it to the channel, but that is something that is wanting to come.
See, because you do the trading.
Like trading cards.
I was just about to say, you do the trading cards, right? I'm going to throw this to you, right? Because me, as a kid, right, I think I've always been a collector of stuff since a kid. I used to collect trading cards, and I used to be obsessed with completing the trading cards, the sticker books. Yeah. You know, when figures come out, I needed to have every single figure. Like, do you remember, like, the books that used to come out, like How My Body Works or David the Gnome? I used to have them and have the complete set. But that comes from my mom, because my mom collects stuff. So I almost think that that's been how I've been brought up, is to collect stuff and to get full sets of stuff. Whereas
it's weird, because my dad is a kind of a bit of a hoarder as well, but my sister's completely opposite. Like, she has next to nothing from her whole childhood. Like, it's all gone. Whereas I'm a proper hoarder, but my collection is collections. I just like collecting stuff, and if I get one of something, like you say, I will then need the whole lot, whether I like it or not. I just like collecting stuff. It's a disease, but it's a fun disease.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Ask Scott how his Steelbook movie collection is coming along. That's from Dylan.
Let me spin this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it properly. Let me find it. So these two shelves are all still. Hang on, my hands all over the place. These two shelves are all steelbook movies. The top one is 4K, and the next one is just standard steelbooks. I've got another stack by the side of me, which are ones I'm still yet to watch. But yeah, that's come on quite a while. I think I'm only one, maybe two short of a full Marvel Cinematic Universe steelbook collection. There's only a couple I'm missing on that, and a couple in general that I really want that I'm missing. But yeah, the second shelf down is too deep as well. So there's probably
Too many.
50, but maybe 150 steelbooks just on movies.
Yeah, tell Jess she's had a moment on the stream. If there's any sarcastic comments to be made, that will be made by me. It's my privilege as the host.
Don't fuck off, Jess.
So basically, you're addicted to collecting steelbook movies as well, then, Scott, is what you're saying?
Say again, I missed that. It's breaking up a little bit.
I said you're addicted to collecting steelbook movies as well, or are you just collecting movies you want to watch?
Oh no, steelbooks as well. Yeah, game steelbooks. If the gamer's got a steelbook, I want it. Movies, like say, if it's got a steelbook and I like it, I want it. I just really like steelbooks and collecting them as well. It's just another collection that I'm collecting.
So, talking of collections,
as Eddie would say, it's a subset.
Talking of collections, let's talk about your collection, Lewis, because for once I look at your room and I see proper games, mate. I see like Dreamcast, I see Saturn, I see Master System, I see Mega Drive. You know, instead of all that Xbox 360 tat you used to have behind you and that, right? I see proper games. But the true story is, tell everyone the story about the Saturn games, Lewis, and what you did to the fucking Saturn games.
Well, I bought a expensive Saturn game, and basically I was stacking them up where that gap is there, all on top of each other. And turns out with the cardboard cases, I don't know if it does it on the plastic case Saturn games. The manual rests on the disc, and over time it bends the actual disc. So when you put it in your Saturn, it just catches. So I had to move them from there onto the actual shelf. But it was 3 Dirty Dwarves, which is like an expensive game, which it happened to. So it's currently being unbent in some. Wow, I'm trying to bend it back.
Now, let me guess what your theory is about bending this back is to lie the game the opposite way to how it was once before, and you think that's not going to stress the disc. Is that pretty much your thinking?
Yes, definitely.
No, that sounds
Physics.
really logical. It sounds really logical, that doesn't it? Like it's not going to damage the game at all.
It's fine.
But how come you've decided to put all your proper games up and get rid of your 360? Was that Stu or what?
I was like, I'll put the Saturn there, and then I was like, I'll just get rid of all the 360 stuff and put that in its own separate place, and then I had all my Mega Drive stuff behind the sofa, like stacked up, and I thought this is never going to fit on the shelf. But once I actually got it up there, I was like, oh, there's actually plenty of room. I've still got room for more. So, yeah.
Amanda's looking around thinking, no, you fucking haven't.
Yeah, there's little gaps here and there,
So his money does what he wants.
It's future proof for
as long
about
as
a couple of
in
months.
this room, in this room only, I'll be happy.
It's not just in this room, though.
No,
You should
no.
see in the bedroom.
And
It's
the garage.
stacked up. I've got more games in my wardrobe than clothes.
Yeah, that is true. And
I
it's
can
really annoying.
believe that.
Hey, Lewis,
It's-
don't give Scott any ideas, please.
It's buy a 3-bedroom house for a games room. That's what we did.
we need
And the games
That's
room is
it.
extended
Got
to
a thing
5
like that.
rooms.
I can have a games room.
a 5-bedroom house.
We do need a 5-bedroom house.
That was the idea of when me and my missus moved from her flat to here, was to get a 3-bedroom house. Obviously, there's a room for me and her, one for her lad, and this games room was here for me. But obviously, the council, they wouldn't let you just change for a fucking house and say, oh, I need a spare room, because it was when the bedroom tax was going. So we told them we intended on doing more another child, which I fucking never have any intention of happening, because there's no way I'm giving up all this shit for in a million years. Plus, I don't want no children anyway. I'm not parent material.
Now I know why you don't want to have another child, because you have to give this up.
What?
No, you just get a loft conversion, wouldn't you, Lewis?
It costs too much.
Oh no, Sean's not in this house.
Bunk beds.
Bunk beds.
Hold on, someone's late to the chat. Let's talk about the top downs, the bloody Dolphins. I do not watch NFL. I do not understand the fucking rules. It's purely I look good in these colours. That's why I bought the Dolphin colours, because I look good. I know nothing about them other than Dan Marino and fucking Ace Ventura. That's all I fucking know. I don't understand the game. It's fucking silly. That's it. Right. See, he's thrown me now. I had another fucking question. I know what the question was. Right. Let's talk about the gaming community. How have you both found the community? Obviously, at events, attending events, both as buyers and sellers, and like when we go to Blackpool, when we go to arcade clubs. So talk about how you feel about, like, you know, not just the YouTube gaming community, but the gaming community as a whole. So, Lewis, if you want to go first, and then Scott.
I think I've met some of the nicest people ever on YouTube. And I ain't really got any friends, to be honest. I got rid of them all. But yeah.
EX.
Yeah. Got some good credit for them. Yeah, it's just nice to speak to other people about games, and like say even outside of YouTube, some of the people I've met at the game shows, just fantastic people. It's very rarely you find someone who's a bellend basically in the gaming community. Well, there's some YouTube channels which are run by bellends, but I won't give any names. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, to be honest.
Well, you've obviously made some good friends, because we had that trip up to Leeds, didn't we, earlier in the year, when me, yourself, you, Rob went up to Leeds. We had a good time then, you know. So I know a lot of people think quite a lot about you, Lewis, but I also know you're a very shy guy. I know you've had to be drinking since 3 o'clock today to build up the courage.
Yeah.
But what I would say, Lewis, is you always come across very natural, very true to yourself. When I first met you, I thought, who's this funny cunt who doesn't want to speak to me? I watch his fucking YouTube channel, right? But as I've got to know you, basically because I talked to Amanda more than you to start with, and then get to know you, you're a top guy, Lewis, man, and you're very much heart on your sleeve, man. And once you come out your shell to people, you start to see what Lewis is really about, man, and you are a top guy. I will say that.
Thank
to you. No problem.
Thank you.
And the check will be in the post, right? Just make it payable to Dean.
Yeah, man's just writing it now.
Pay him in CX vouchers.
Yeah.
No, he's probably already fucking spent them all. He'll just say.
Can't spend them at the moment.
So how about you, Scott? Talk about like the community and events. We'll get back to talking about Arcade Club, because I know you guys had a great time when we went to Arcade Club last year as well. But if you want to just talk about the community and how you found it all since coming into the tubes, coming into gaming.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying about my YouTube starting off in that, it never kind of imagined what would become of it, if you like, or how it would go. But then as soon as you find everybody and get into the community, it really is the best thing. And that's now what it is all about for me as well. Doing videos and interacting with everyone that I've met through events or just through the videos, it is probably the best thing that I've ever done. And yeah, made some great friends from there. Me and Lewis have hung out a few times, like gone a few places. Amanda and that, we go out and do things, and just get something from that. It's been amazing.
You and Amanda do things?
No, as couples.
I was going to say, is this wife swap? Put your keys in a bowl.
You know when you put your keys into bowls and that kind of stuff. No, it's been great.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Swingers, you mean?
I owe Stu and Rob massive thanks as well, because without Rob, most of the events I wouldn't get to, because I don't drive, and Rob takes me, Stu, and sometimes Lewis to the events, especially ones where we have to stop over. where the missus doesn't go, and Lewis as well helps out with lifts. And yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic for them guys, especially to let me get to the events and meet everybody else. And then on the times where it's a day event, the missus does like to come to the events as well. Like I say, she's at Doncaster quite a lot, or like the arcade club, and she's getting into it a bit more as well. I mean, she suffers a bit with like anxiety and that kind of stuff, but it helps her kind of come out of her shell a little bit as well, talking to people, and everyone makes her feel welcome as much as me. And I think that's another one of the big things, especially the last revival, where we're all at. We all sat in that room and everyone talking to everybody, and that's what it's all about. And it's just been amazing, really.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a question for you guys. I'm reading it because I thought it was about magazines. Because I know, Scott, you're a big magazine collector as well, ain't you? Not them sorts of magazines. What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Me?
Yes.
I've got 3 drinks. I'm actually really gutted. I didn't know you were having whiskey, otherwise I've had a whiskey.
Mate, have a whiskey, man. We'll have some more.
A can of Alsker cider. Then I have a juice because I get bad headaches, so it helps me hydrate because I don't drink enough. And I've got a fizzy drink, which is what I like drinking. I've got root beer, something that I've really been getting into the last couple of years. It stinks to high heaven like TCP, but it tastes amazing. So a bit of everything really going on.
Fair enough. I just thought you was fucking drinking squash. I was about to kick you off.
Yeah, that one is, but that is just for my head because I get headaches. But yeah, I do have ciders here as well.
That's all right then. So we'll get back to the question. Magazines, you like collecting the magazines? So what sets of magazines are you going for? Just wondering in case there's anyone in the comments who might have something for you that you might need.
So yeah, the magazines are something that's been taken off again this year and really getting serious with. I mean, my Dreamcast magazines are ones I've had from back in the day, and I'm now only missing one for the whole collection. But yeah, I've got the PS1, PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, and a few Xbox ones, not many because the magazines are crap now. Mainly had them back in the day just for the demo discs. But yeah, I want to finish the Dreamcast set because, like I said, I only need one more. And the original Xbox I want to finish because not many to go on that either to finish that set. They're the ones I want full sets of. Everything else is just kind of how it comes.
Because I know you got a few of the official PS2, which obviously I donated you some.
Yeah, I mean, yourself and Darren McGowan gave me quite a few. So that's really boosted that set. And that's another magazine that I was buying new back in the day, which is why I want to bulk it out. Cause they're the ones that I had and read back then. So it's just nice to go back to some of the magazines and see articles or games that got discontinued that were in a magazine that never came out, and just having them screenshots of stuff that, yeah, just never really happened, and just thinking what could have been, I suppose. I found one the other day that was quite interesting, that Alan Wake on the 360 was originally an original Xbox game. It was almost finished for the Xbox, but then kind of stopped production for years, and then eventually came out on the 360. And just finding little bits of information about that is just quite interesting.
Well, a lot of times with the magazines, especially later ones, you do get to see games that probably were never finished for that system or never created or were moved on to the next system. So that's always interesting. While we're talking about magazines, though, this was featured in my after party that I attended last night. This is Club Nintendo. Now, I wasn't going to collect these, but I want to start collecting these, and I will show you why. There's 2 brilliant sections in this. So, right, first off, we've got like all the recent members to Club Nintendo. So we'll pan through them. So this is from 1992. Right, so if you see yourself, anyone, let me know. Anyone we... So basically, everyone's a child except for Edgar Guest there, whoever that is. So Edgar Guest, I doubt you're watching because you look about 70 in 1992. And my other favourite bit is...
Looks like Fred West's brother.
Well, I just thought it looked like a bunch of victims and then the guy who done it, right? And then you've got the player profiles, right? So you've got some fucking 12-year-old from Spain, 12-year-old from Switzerland, some biker kid from France, 12-year-old kid from Italy, 6-year-old kid from Holland, and then you got 32-year-old Austrian guy who's got the top score on certain games. So, so this is a magazine. So if anyone's got Club Nintendo mags, I am massively into these because not for the game reviews. I want to see the fucking carny freaks who are in the middle. So anyone in the comments, I don't want to if someone's took the poster out the middle, that fucking this bit. I'm only after these bits, I am. Let's get to it. Where is he? All your latest members of Club Nintendo. It needs to have that in the middle, otherwise I'm not fucking interested. So that's just a little bit about me there, trying to get some magazines to entertain myself. But let me have a drink. So I'm trying to think of something else to talk about now because I've got waylaid fucking about with that magazine. What's the future hold for you in YouTube? Lewis, because you're having trouble with doing your videos, are you going to come back with more regular content? Obviously, you rely on the booters, but considering adding more content to your channel?
Well, I've actually sorted my laptop out, sort of. I put a plaster on it.
It's just been tight.
Yeah, I'm not buying a new one. It costs too much money. But I find it hard to edit stuff, like, because I'm lazy, basically. So it's like CX videos, my car boot videos. I've got like 15 filmed. I've just not edited them. I'm on like number 13 at the moment.
2 years worth, then, yeah.
Yeah. So when you see it, the CX prices will be about 2 years out of date. I did actually film a video just before this. So when I put that up, I'll probably just be saying everything I've said in this video. I'll just repeat myself. But I've got a couple others filmed. It just takes a while to.
Stu says, "Let him have a look." Stu says, "Let him have a
look at it. He won't do anything. Just look at it."
What I will say, right? I know I give Gus Newton a lot of shit on this stream, and it's probably because he's deserved. Because he's a little bastard anyway. But he changed the thermal paste on his fucking laptop. Now, Gruss, I wouldn't fucking let Gruss open a can of Coke for me, man. He's fucking highly incompetent, but he's done a good job of that. So Gruss was having problems running his stream because he thought it was his laptop. It comes to fruition, it's not. It's one of his fucking cables or his converter. So he's took his laptop apart, changed the thermal paste. It was fuck all to do with that. Stupid little prick. And someone give him a quid so he can get Xbox for a month. But Stu says he'll look at your laptop for you. So unless you fixed it, let Stu look at it. I mean, I don't know why, because fucking Stu is the most useless person I've ever had involved in IT.
Oh, that's horrible.
When we used to run these streams before, he's like, oh, fucking him and the other guy who used to host it. Man, such a fucking ball like that. This I can do. So anyway, how about you, Scott? What's the future of your YouTube? Because I'm enjoying your card. I won't lie. I'm liking the card collection, and if you're going to feature toys, I'll be fucking massively.
6.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I mean, I've had so many ideas of stuff that I wanted to bring to the channel for ages. It's just getting them done because of work time scale, and some of them I need the missus to help me. And like I say, we don't really get that much time together. But yeah, toy collections, that's definitely come to the channel at some point. I did have one, maybe two already videoed. But like I say, there's so much stuff still at my parents' house that I need to get to video. And then just other collections as well. I wanted to do videos on a lot of my different collections, just bring something a bit different other than the games. Obviously, that will still be happening. Pickups and collection videos, that kind of stuff. So that I started my channel with as well was the board games, the tabletop games. And it was just basically just playing games, me and the missus and stuff. But the Carcassonne ones that we started just went absolutely through the roof. Insane amount of views on them. So we've done all them now, but we wanted to do some others as well and just have a bit of vary the content really. But yeah, the toy thing is the big one that I wanted to bring.
I was discussing this last night because we were talking about like cartoons and toys we had as a kid. I almost think, and I've said this several times, all these hobbies seem to merge into one. Like, you know, like a lot. It's more a nostalgia trip than it is collecting games. Like, I think Lewis should get into collecting toys and stuff as well, really, because he looks like he's got fucking space on them shelves for toys. And
I've got toys in the other room.
Trust me, when we went to America about 10 years ago, there was this thing called Vinimation, and it's like a box where you don't know what you're gonna get out this
Blind
series.
box.
Blind box, yeah, sorry. And we have how many under the bed?
Oh, so I've probably got hundreds
Of sets, because as soon as he started to open one, it got to an obsession of, again, it's the collection. He has to collect, no matter, like Scott said earlier, no matter if you like it, you just got to collect the whole set.
You got to catch them all.
Basically, yeah. And these are Mickey Mouse painted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're weird. They are weird.
So what are these, Lewis? I need to know what these are.
I'm going to grab you one so I can show you.
Don't get the pink vibration.
Oh, trust me, that I ain't got one of them. Thanks.
That's not Mickey Mouse. It's more like Roger
just
Rabbit.
reminded me while Amanda's grabbing that as well. One of my other collections that I have downstairs is, it was big in the kind of late 80s, early 90s, was what's it, Myth and Magic? They're like pewter statues of like dragons and things.
With the crystals.
Hundreds of them.
With the crystals
on.
I always remember seeing them when I went on holiday.
Hundreds of them.
Fucking hell.
Here's one.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember them.
Yeah.
I see them quite often.
Hundreds of they're the small ones, then I've got the medium ones, the big ones, and then I've got, it's a fucking giant one. It weighs 60 kilo. It weighs as much as I do.
Fucking. If Stu's in the comments, right? If Stu's still in the comments,
he is.
Right. He will know which shop I'm on about. When you go to Skegness on holiday, there's like this one shop up the far end of town on the right hand side. They sell like all your holiday stuff, beachwear. Then they've got like big, massive fucking replica swords, crossbows and stuff. And then they've got a cabinet full of those. And I remember that shop being like that when I was a kid, and it's still like it to this day now. That's full of those.
Exactly, definitely.
And then if you go too far to the back, that's when you find the stuff that you probably, well, I wasn't too old enough to be looking at back then. But that shop has always been like that. And I was going to buy an air rifle because the fucking people who used to live back to me, this fucking hell, and he used to keep me awake fucking in the night killing stuff. I was going to fucking shoot it, but my missus told me I couldn't. But the true story about this owl got outright, and they came round knocking my house asking if I'd seen this fucking owl. I went, no, I ain't, mate. And then the next thing, I said, but let me know if you find it, thinking, I hope they don't fucking find this owl. 3 days later, this kitchen's knocking my door. Oh, you'll be pleased to hear the owl's back. I was thinking, I fucking ain't pleased to hear this fucking owl's back. All you used to hear in the night, it looked like a mouse used to get in his fucking cage or something. And you just hear, right in the fucking middle of the night, man. I just built the fucking thing. So then I had to report them because I didn't think they didn't look like they had a fucking license to read, let alone a license to own an owl. So I got rid of it one way or another. So come on, Lewis, let's see your Mickey Mouse.
So they come in these little boxes like that. And
they're like Cocoa Pops, aren't they?
They're like Funko Mystery Minis, sort of.
And you don't know which one you're getting,
but they're all the same. They're all the same mold, like shape, and they just basically
have a different pattern.
This one's got a giant zip on it.
Right, Lewis, I'm going to throw this out there. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, but back in the day, when you get you like
there is some good ones
chasers, when we first went to America, you're paying like $7. Was it $7 or a bit more? And the chasers I was selling on eBay for like 40, 50 quid. So technically at the time they were worth a bit of money.
They do big ones like this
but
as well.
But then do big ones, they're all different.
You can actually see what these ones are, obviously.
But I think you game collectors who collect everything. Hence Lewis.
These are bad designed ones. I've got better ones which look better. But,
this is cool.
Oh, that's a New York one.
New York Taxi. It's a Mickey Mouse of a New York Taxi.
They're just
And
look.
it's all,
I can tell you what Stu is about to fucking write in the comments for writes it, and he's going to write
Right.
it's all landfill. Like if it, I mean, I sell Funko Pops, right, but I can't get my head around them. I know some are worth a lot of money, but I just can't see the appeal. And there's way
Yeah,
too
they're gonna
much.
be like Beanie Babies in a couple of years.
these were as well. These were worth something and then just basically went down.
Yeah, these are worthless now.
These
Right.
are nothing. But back in the day, there was worth
Because they
something,
made
so-
too many of them. They
Yeah.
started mass producing them. So
But I think the moral of the story is once you're a collector, you're always going to be a collector, no matter what it is.
yeah.
I try
Boys.
to collect money now, but I'm not fucking very good at it.
Ask Lewis, he'll help.
I ain't got no money.
Funny you should say that because one of my collections is coins as well, like 50p's, pounds, like all the.
Hold on,
different
let me
patterns.
stop you there. You need to go and subscribe to Platinum Gamers and Movies. Don't let the title of his channel fool you. He's into collecting coins as our Tony. So please go and subscribe and watch Tony because I'm fucking looking forward to this coin collection. It best be summer like the fucking hoard that they found because I'm fucking interested. So carry on, Scott. Talk about your coins.
Yeah, I mean, 50p's, I've got literally hundreds. Like when they bought out the Olympic ones and they eat a different Olympic sport on each 50p, I think I've got the whole collection about 5 times. And now there's like the Paddington Bear ones, the Beatrix Potter ones. I've got so many of each, like literally probably somewhere between 50 and 100 of each coin. And yeah, it's because I work with money. I come across them all the time, and I just take them out of circulation. And some of them are actually worth quite a lot. I've got a 50p that at one point was selling for like thousands of pounds. It's ridiculous.
Hold on, Scott. Just stop a second. Manda, are you fucking trying to recreate the scene from the fucking Warriors where he goes,
Yes, I was.
come out.
Yes, I was trying. But he weren't having anything and he told me to fuck off. So
I agree with Lewis. Fuck off.
Yeah.
it's a good fucking film.
It is a good film. We'll talk about that when you come back, Amanda. We'll talk some more when we get back when Scott's finished telling us about his fucking Beatrix Potter 50p's. So do you collect old
Yeah,
coins?
the other
or
one I've got is-
those variants?
Say again.
Do you collect old coins or just the modern variants? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I have old coins as well. I've got quite a lot of old coins, but it's mostly the modern variants. It's like the 10p's as well. They've got a letter on them, a letter of the alphabet with a picture. I'm collecting them at the minute. I've not got many. They're actually quite hard to find. But yeah, some of them are actually worth decent money if you can find a seller or a buyer, I should say.
There's a few people in the
Or an
comments saying, what's got every Olympic 50p and about 100 quid's worth of doubles. So he's still saying they're worth 50p.
Yeah.
I know there is some, like, didn't they do
Ridiculous
like,
amount of money wasted sitting there.
like, because I work at the Leisure Centre, whenever I'm on the till, if I see like a pictured 50p or a pictured £2 coin, I always swap it with my money in my wallet just in case it's worth something. But
yeah, it's like £2 coins as well. I've probably got about 60 different designs. Like it's quite surprising how many designs are on each coins that people just don't take notice of. And like I say, some of them are worth quite a bit of money.
it'd be almost easier to find out what you didn't collect if I'm guessing right, Scott. If I'm honest.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be stamps next.
What stamps? Did Jess just say stamps? Do you
Yes,
collect
it's
stamps?
stamps.
Do you
I
collect
don't
stamps?
collect them, but I do have a small collection.
I will throw right. This is what I'll throw back. Right, when I was really, really little, my mom found her old stamp collection from when she was probably the same age as me, and she gave it to me. And I actually started collecting stamps for a while. And I know I try and act like the coolest cool people, but stamp collecting's not cool. But I used to really love that because, especially if I found a football one from like another country, I used to find that really interesting. Or the World Cup ones, they were my favourite. But
the one I wouldn't mind getting them gaming ones that came out a little while back. That everyone had, like the Tomb Raider ones and stuff. I wouldn't mind getting them. They look quite good.
They're somewhere on
the
this.
main ones I've got are like they did some Olympic ones again, so I've got like the judo ones and stuff because I do quite a lot of martial arts and stuff. So I like collecting like the judo ones, the taekwondo ones, and stuff like that. Again, with the 50p's, they did the judo and taekwondo ones, so got quite a few of them.
I did have those. I have got those ones, the ones that the Royal Mail released recently, the gaming ones. But that was another thing that I used to collect when I was younger, just for the case of collecting. I was part of a stamp club, man, the Bridgnorth and Staffordshire stamp club, I think it was. And every month they'd send me a bag, like you pay like £3 and you get like a bag of different stamps, all from different countries and that. I don't even think they're going anymore because I did look them up and I don't even know where my stamp collection is.
Pissing yourself at you, mate.
Fucking piss yourself all I want. Nothing wrong with stamps, man. Stamps are good. Yeah, you're fucking laughing. Look at all the shit your boyfriend's got on the floor there. If you'd have let him collect stamps, he'd have been all right. But
I thought you were cool.
I am cool. I am cool. But I do like.
No, he's wearing an NFL shirt. You don't even know the sport. That's not cool.
It is because it's a stupid sport. It's like fucking Yanks spoil any game they go off. It's called football for a start, and they use the fucking hands. So anyway, Manda, I'm gonna let you have the last talk before I sign the guys off. Talk about Warriors. We're talking about a film here, right? The Warriors. I remember my old man having that on VHS with the cover with all the gangs on the front.
Yeah.
And I remember that is one of the films that I used to watch with my dad when I was too young to be watching them sort of films. So that film to me has massive nostalgia. And obviously it was a game on PS2, but it is a fucking brilliant film and probably should have a remake by now. So it
is a very good film.
I've never seen it.
And to be honest, I think again, because I'm younger than you. So again, I was probably too young to watch it, but it's always something. Pardon?
You're younger than me.
How old are you?
How old do I look?
Well, I don't really want to answer that question because that might make
you're older, didn't you?
No, if you're born in 83, I was born in 85. What's that happen?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you're 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, but I'm still younger.
No, I'm just saying. I thought you were older than me.
You're trying to say I look older than you. Thanks. Ooh.
It's living with Lewis. It's
yeah, exactly. I've got to put up with this one, so makes me.
So anyway, you were saying you used to watch Warriors when you were too young. Brilliant film, cult classic. Now it was probably not appreciated the way it was back then, the way it should have been.
Exactly, and you're 2.5 years younger than me, so I can't believe you've not actually even seen it. It is a classic. Warriors is a classic.
I mean, saying that was 70s, that film. That was before I was even born, but it was one of the ones in my dad's VHS collection I remember him having. But I'd have thought they'd have made a remake of that or something by now. That's definitely a film that could be brought into the modern era and would translate quite well.
Yeah, I do agree. I wish it would be good for a remake, but the problem with remakes, it probably ain't going to be as good. So...
Well, what I'd say is a lot of remakes now of stuff back then do go into more detail because if you remember, the run times were set because of the VHS times, so films should be shorter. So something like that could go into much more detail now. I know what you're saying. It'll never replace the classic, but
it's the pros and cons. It's either will it be better or won't it? But then I would look forward to looking at a remake because it was
remakes are rubbish. Disney ruins everything.
No, Lion King's good.
You know Actually, I'm not going to. No.
Don't get him in. Don't get him.
I'm not going to start because I might upset.
Fucking hate.
I hate Disney. I don't watch any Disney. I don't like Disney. I like Mary Poppins. That's it. Mary Poppins.
Yeah, but number 2 Mary Poppins is shit.
I've not watched it. I won't watch it because there's only one Mary Poppins, and that's one of the only Disney films I like.
Don't watch the second. Don't.
I won't watch Toy Story. I've never seen that. The only thing I do like is who makes Ice Age. Whoever makes Ice Age,
DreamWorks.
They're good. I like them. But fuck Disney. Disney can fuck off. Mickey Mouse.
Going back to stuff parents used to make us watch. My dad I used to watch a film called Demons with my dad. Has anyone seen that? Like a horror film? I can't remember who makes it. But it's really, really gruesome. and Critters. Do you remember Critters?
Oh, Critters is brilliant. I've got the,
yeah.
They've made a
Mine
new
was
one.
Zulus.
I've got the box.
Yeah, there is a new one, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, proper horror films. Leonardo
So
DiCaprio
I
in
was
the
never
fourth
really
Critters
to watch
film.
horror films. But every time I stopped around my mate's house on a sleepover, he would always put a horror film on. So we'd just watch stuff like Psycho and Evil Dead and that kind of stuff. And it's fantastic back in the day, like Freddy and all that kind of stuff. But I'd only watch it on a sleepover and I weren't allowed
I
to
love
tell my
fucking
mum.
nightmares.
I remember Critters came out off the back of Gremlins, I think, to try and be
Yeah, I always thought that sort of
a
a
quick
bit.
passion on Gremlins, but a little bit darker. I always remember the two bounty hunters and that from the film, but I love those sort of films. In fact, I've got on DVD that I want to watch. I think it's Return of the Killer Tomatoes. It's down here somewhere. Like,
I've got the film of that.
Remember that?
that's what I'm on about. Return of the Killer. That's got George Clooney in. And
Yeah,
I've got.
somewhere.
Let me get my.
Is that the same people?
What about the Ring collection?
Is that the Japanese version?
Yeah, all three of them.
I've got these. Toxic Citizen Toxic
I've
Avenger.
got all four of them.
Toxic Avenger.
Brilliant, man. They don't make films like this anymore. Well, they do, but they're always on sci-fi and they got shit CGI in. I'm massively against
Yeah.
CGI. I like if you're gonna make a shit level B
The
movie.
House.
House
Ooh,
is-
anyone seen The House?
The House is on Amazon Prime, I think. Because I was gonna watch some of that the other day.
I got all four of them there. I've never actually opened it though.
You're
Yeah,
probably
you gotta
too
have,
scared.
like,
You can't watch it
stuff
with
like
Amanda.
Thing.
No horrors. Fuck that.
Oh. Anyway, guys, we're approaching the last bit, so tell Lewis to sit down.
I found it. There it is.
Sit down. Sit down.
Attack
Yeah.
of the Killer Tomatoes.
That's the first one. You want Return of the Killer Tomatoes?
Good.
That's got George
Oh right.
Clooney in. George
Oh,
Clooney.
this is actually Sorry, it is Return of the Killer
is it?
Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
second one. I remember the cartoon series as well off the back of that film. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You know,
remember that as well.
you wouldn't get now in this era a horror film having its own cartoon nowadays. I don't think. But back then, like stuff like Rambo, RoboCop, quite gory films.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what?
Beetlejuice had a cartoon.
Yeah. Used to have all the Beetlejuice toys. I did the car and everything. You know, they used to
Toxic
think,
Avenger.
you know what? This is a great fucking toy line. Let's make this like Alien
Yeah.
and Predator, like I was talking about last night. They wouldn't
Yeah,
fucking.
I've got a toy line from Aliens as well. Like, all
Yeah,
the
that's
different
it.
Aliens when I was about 8.
I used to love all that sort of shit. Anyway, guys, it's been an absolute blast tonight. What I like to sign off with is the message from you to everyone who's been watching and like tell them to wash the fucking hands or whatever. So, Lewis, if you want to go first.
Thank you for everyone who's still watching this. Stay safe, wash your hands, and don't touch your face. I've touched my face this whole stream, to be honest, and biting
And
my
I
nails.
keep doing this with my beard. It's the old
Yeah,
life
I've been
stuff.
doing that the whole stream. But yeah,
Sanitize.
so thank you everyone for watching me blabber on about shit for the past 2 hours.
And Scott, a message from you?
Yeah, just echo the same, really. And I suppose just to say I have to deal with enough dickheads on a daily basis. Please don't be one of them going out to the shops when you don't fucking need to be. And that's pretty much it, really. Stay safe, stay in, enjoy your games, enjoy your collections while you can. Because getting this much time off without booking off and wasting your holiday and getting paid for it, I know where I'd rather fucking be. So just make the most of it. Spend time with your family if you live in there. And yeah, just make the best of a worse situation if you like.
Make
But
good
yeah,
of a
thanks,
bad
Dana, for
situation.
inviting us and everyone for watching.
No
Sorry,
worries.
mate.
It's been a pleasure having you both on. I'm just going to drop you backstage while I do my little outro thing. So thank you all. Thank you to Jess and Amanda as well.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Cheers.
So, guys, we had some Brucey bonuses today. We got to hear a little bit what it's like being the other half to one of us hoarders, as Raz keeps saying in the comments. I've really enjoyed the chat tonight. I mean, I've known Lewis and Scott a long time via YouTube, via going to the events, and they've done a stellar job tonight. They have a massive, especially Scott has a massively different collection to the sort of thing I focus on. So hopefully it's brought something different for you guys in the stream watching. I'm going to finish this. And I'm going to tell you, stay safe. Do as you're fucking told. If Tony is having a stream, I want you all to go and raid Tony's stream when we're finished. If not, go over to Novabug, who starts at 10 o'clock. Just write in the comments, Dainster sent us, and go and raid his stream instead. Because I like doing a little stream raid. So we can do that. Sunday tomorrow, having day off. You're going to play some FIFA. I don't give a fuck what Raz says. He talks bollocks anyway. And I'll see you all on Monday. We've got some more guests and we've got another week of streams. Take